The finale of 13 Reasons Why is so heartbreaking!
The most heartbreaking thing about this finale is that it didn't happen right after Season 1. Greetings, my name is Alcott Scoffer, and today we will discuss 13 reasons why the 4th season shouldn't be there at all.
How can you say something like this after the last episode?
There are way too many dramatic twists and turns in the 4th season. Looks like the screenwriters decided to take 13 Reasons Why from a drama to a melodrama.
But the topic of relationships, feelings, and emotions has been an essential part of the show since Season 1.
Season 1, despite all its controversy, felt realistic. It was all about the small things that drive people to the edge. It didn't feel like an exaggerated soap opera, and it definitely wasn't a collection of mediocre ghost stories. Why would anyone think that turning a series that initially started a discussion on serious topics like depression and suicide into a so-so psychological horror would be a good idea?
Well, they used the same twist in Heathers the Musical based on the 1988 movie, which also spoke of suicide and bullying, and it only added to the storytelling.
Heathers was initially a black comedy. 13 Reasons Why has another tone. All these visions of the deceased kids were just not fitting for the format of the series. But hey, it started back in Season 2, so Season 4 can't solely take the blame for this. It can take the blame for making a fetish out of mental health struggles, though.
On the contrary, it explores the topics of anxiety and panic attacks through Clay's experiences.
It does, but with all the ghosts and visions, does Season 4 really give justice to anxiety and panic attacks? Nope. It treats them as if your life turns into some kind of a mysterious dark adventure when you struggle with mental health. And there is nothing exciting about anxiety and panic attacks. But the creators of the show must have been so preoccupied with trying to shock their audience that glorifying mental health issues must have seemed acceptable to them.
I don't think that the creators of the show attempted to shock their audience. Not on purpose, at least.
Oh, come on, Mr. Fullylover. The creators of 13 Reasons Why had already taken every last scrap of what was left of Hannah's story. So they had to keep the audience's attention by using hype and irrelevant controversial topics that weren't displayed the way they should have been.
What do you mean by irrelevant controversial topics?
Take the episode Thursday with its non-drill school shooter lockdown, which turns out later to be a drill, for example. The show had been toying around with the idea of Tyler possibly becoming the shooter, but what was this whole episode for? To feed off real tragedies?
I think it was to open up characters, both old and new.
And it couldn't have been done in any other way than making a fake shooter lockdown? Though why am I even surprised? The quality of writing in the 4th season of 13 Reasons Why is far from satisfying.
Oh, come on! The dialogues were emotional, the plot twists unexpected. Can you be more specific about this bad writing claim?
The senior camping trip episode alone is enough to justify my words. It sucks at pacing dialogues and actions and feels completely off the main storyline. It's as if the creators of the show said, we only have a plan for 9 episodes, but we need to make 10. Let's make something irrelevant and pretend that it fits by using the topic of fighting anxiety in it.
You cannot judge the whole season just by one episode. I mean, it would be more reasonable to evaluate the whole season by something more consistent, like the development of the protagonists.
The development of the protagonists? More like the corruption of the protagonists. Don't get me wrong, I like it when the TV world isn't shown in black and white. But compare Clay and his friends at the end of the 1st season and at the end of the last season. At the end of the 1st season, most of them realized their mistakes and tried to become better. But what about the end of the 4th season? They turned into criminals with no retribution, while the worst characters like Bryce and Monty approached redemption.
Well, you've just said it yourself. 13 Reasons Why doesn't paint the world black and white. Good people make horrible mistakes. Bad people can try to be better, even if they cannot fix the evil they caused. And are there even bad and good people? Can we really draw the line between them, Mr. Scoffer?
That's a deep philosophical question with no definite answer, Mr. Fullylover. But surely we can draw the line between good and bad antagonists of the show. In season 4, the antagonists were laughable. Seriously, Winston and Diego just can't live up to Bryce and Monty. Oh wow, they tried to get some justice for 2 dead bad guys in a show, where the creators tried to underline the importance of human life. That cannot be compared to rape and beatings, the crimes Monty and Bryce committed.
Well, maybe it was for the better. I mean, it would be worse if Winston and Diego were even more hardcore than Bryce and Monty. It would turn 13 Reasons Why into some kind of thriller.
Maybe you are right.
Really?
Yes. Why create monstrous antagonists if you can simply make a monster out of one of your protagonists? Just look at Alex. He killed Bryce. Did he pay for that? No. Sure, Bryce was a criminal and a horrible person, but it's still murder. And Alex committed it when Bryce was desperately trying to turn away from the monster he used to be.
On the other hand, Bryce's punishment after the trial was so symbolic that killing him off felt like the only option to get justice. In terms of the series, of course.
Oh, don't even start on justice in the 4th season. What about Justin's fate? How much justice did season 4 give to this character? And to the representation of people with AIDS in general?
Justin's death scarred me deeply, but it was too late to help him.
Yeah, right. Why not make it so that it was not too late to help him? 13 Reasons Why was supposed to raise awareness on serious topics among teenagers and to proclaim the value of life. What kind of message does it send to teenagers diagnosed with AIDS? Instead of showing that it is possible to fight the illness and to carry on living a full life, they portray it as the ultimate death sentence.
I think they did it to make a dramatic conclusion to all this. Considering the fact that the 4th season was the final season, they couldn't really show Justin getting better and moving on with his life.
As I've said at the very beginning, the first season of 13 Reasons Why should have been the only one. All other sequels had no stories to tell. The first season had a message, something to be heard. It followed the plot of the book, and it was fine. Everything else was created for profit, to feed off of the success of the first season.
Well, you cannot say that the open ending of the book didn't make fans wonder what was going to happen next. And the sequels of the series showed us what could have happened.
It wasn't necessary, Mr. Fullylover. The ending of the book and of the first season in 13 Reasons Why gave hope. Lessons were learned. The storylines that were hanging in the air gave us space to think of the fitting endings. The subsequent seasons of the show, and 4th season in particular, gave us new characters that had nothing to do with Hannah and her story. The lousy plot twists and exaggerated drama didn't serve their purpose. They didn't teach us, didn't support us, didn't help us. What does the 4th season say to us? That if you are a hero of your story, you can do loads of shit and go unpunished? That sometimes all you can do is give up? Not exactly the lessons you expect from the series that was basically created in order to help teenagers not feel so hopeless.
I didn't look at season 4 from this point of view. But maybe you're right, Mr. Scoffer, sir. Maybe it would be better for the show if it was limited to the first season.
And what do you think of the last season of 13 Reasons Why? Was it worth watching? What was the worst and the best thing about it? Let us know in the comments.